Alright, I'm going to show you how to upload a blog post to WordPress.com. So the first thing you need to do is you need to go to WordPress.com. Make sure that you have typed in .com and not .org because they are two different websites. You're going to want to go to the upper right hand corner of your screen and click Login. Type in your login information. If you forgot your login information, I suggest clicking on the Remember Me, but if you forget your password, you can just go to your password and I believe you type in your email and they'll send you an email with your login information. So once you log in, it's going to bring you to this screen, and chances are you are going to have the same features as me. I'm going to have a few more than you, one because I have more blogs than you, but also because I'm the owner of this blog. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to create you can go here and create a post this way by clicking on New Post and then typing in the features here. Same options. What I recommend doing is actually going up to your icon here, which is all your information. You're only going to have one blog post that you're attached to, and that's going to be the WA English 8 blog. So if you click on here, you're going to want to click on what says dashboard, and the dashboard is kind of the home page, it's the home page for your blog, and that will bring you to a place that looks very similar to this. You're going to see Class of 2015 English up in the left hand corner. I believe this will take you to the blog stats. But if you see here, these are all the different features that you can use. Again, I might have a few more than you do. But what you're going to want to focus on is where it says posts. And if you click on that, then you're going to click on add new. The computer's being a little finicky. Okay, so once your computer works and you get to the add new post, it's going to look a lot like this. First thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to give your post a title. I'm going to title mine example blog post. And the next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to copy your writing from Google Docs into the blog text area. I do not recommend starting a blog post here and finishing a blog post here. I don't think it's a very good idea at all for several reasons. One, when I grade your blog post, I will be grading them on Google Docs, but also because it's easier to actually work with the text on Google Docs. On Google Docs, it's going to appear bigger and you're less likely to lose it, and you might lose it on the blog. So if you go to Google Docs first, you should be all set. So I have Google Docs open in Chrome. I'm going to copy what I have over in Chrome, and I'm going to come back to the blog, and I'm going to paste it over here. Command C to copy, Command V to paste. And there it is. So with your blog post, there's a few things that you can do. There's lots of, I'm going to click on where it says visual. You're going to want to make sure that's clicked. If you are familiar with HTML, feel free to use some HTML coding if you would like to add things to your blog that way. But a couple of things that I want you to notice. In a blog post, you're going to align things to the left. So it's similar to your restaurant reviews or a newspaper article where you're not going to press tab to indent, and you're going to instead put a space between paragraphs. So everything's going to be aligned to the left. If you need to align to the left, if it's not already done so, you could just click on the left there. Of course, the exception of this would be if you were writing poetry, then you could, or doing something a little bit more creatively, then you could play around with the way the text is aligned. If you look up here, these are all the different things you can do with your text. So if you wanted to bold something, you're just going to highlight it and click bold. My computer's being a little bit slow, so bear with me here. If you wanted to italicize it, you'd highlight. If you want to cross it out, if you want to use bullets or numbered bullets. I'm not 100% sure what these quote features do, but let's check them out. If you click on that, that adds the quote as if you were writing a quote in a literary essay, so that's probably not something that you're going to use a whole lot of. However, if you were quoting something somebody said, you could use that feature. Again, these are the aligning the text, left, center, and right. This is to add a link, so if you highlight text and you wanted to add a link to that text, that's something we're going to work on later on. You would put the URL there and the title of the link there. I'm not going to do that right now, but that is something you could play around with if you wanted to. I'm not 100% sure what that feature is. I think that gives it a title. I'm not 100% sure what I just did there, so I'm going to get rid of that. Spell check, obviously something that you would want to do before you hand it in your work. Your words should come up with a red line underneath, but you want to make sure you use spell check. And that's basically the main features that you're going to want to use when you're actually uploading the text. Of course, you are going to want to read over your work several times before you submit it, because this is going out for the world to see, and you want the world to see your best quality. A couple other things that you're going to want to do before pressing this button over here, publish, is you're going to want to create tags and categories so that people actually can find your post and then read your post. So what you're going to want to do over here, the first thing you want to click on is categories, and you're going to pick on whatever categories apply to your blog post. And there's ones that are listed for you. This is actually, I think I clicked on the wrong one. You actually have more blog posts listed. And then you're going to want to click. So you click on any ones that you want. If you need to add one, if there's a category not there, you have the ability to do so by clicking on Add New Category. Tags are things, we talked about this in class, but tags are words that are found within your blog post or subjects related to your blog post. So for example, in this blog post, I might include words like blog, tags, pictures, WordPress. Anything that I'm using or talking about in this blog post that people might search to find on Google. So these are words that people might type into Google and eventually get to your blog post, and you would click Add. Once you've done that, in terms of just adding text, you're all done, and you can go back up. You can scroll back up. Hopefully it will take you less time than it's taking me right now. My computer is being fairly finicky. And you would click Save. I would save it first, and then to preview it, I'm not going to click on preview because I have a feeling it's going to take a long time. But if you click on preview, that will show you what your blog post will look like when it's on the blog. When you're ready to publish, you click publish and you're all set to go, and then you can actually go to the live blog and find your published work. Feel free to share that work with family, friends, on Twitter, on Facebook. Get the word out because you want people to read your blog, and we'll have some healthy competitions on who can get the most posts, etc., etc. But that is just an overview of how to import text into a blog to actually create the blog post. I will have additional videos on how to input media and specifically pictures into a blog post at a later time. Good luck!